Our apologies.
We do have a very good reason. It has been just ever so slightly busy.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just doing that final fourth thing and putting it back at the end, and we can. So if you can carry on talking just for a minute, ladies.
Yes.
Oh, very good.
Yeah.
Got
Welcome
it.
in, everybody.
Okay.
Sorry we were a little bit late, but
Sorry
y'all
we're
know.
being so mysterious. Is it me rattling or Eliza?
What's wrong?
Sorry, you were crackling a bit, darling. I thought it was me with my heavy breathing, but no, it wasn't. Okay.
I'm going to jump down because I'm having technical difficulties and I'll come right back up.
And
Okay.
you're naked.
Okay.
I'm naked too?
Yep.
Oh, Tanga is. I am
No,
too?
No, I put my clothes on for this.
no, you're naked too, hon.
Oh,
Yep.
no. All right. I'm going to try to go put some clothes on too. I'll be back.
Sounds good.
Well, I'm just wondering if anybody can guess what it is that we're going to talk about tonight. It's something that's been bubbling under in the community, but nobody seems to have really had the guts to come out with it yet. I say that. What's her name? I can never remember her name. See,
Penny.
yes. Shout out to Penny Pumpernickel, who seems to be one of the few people with the nerve to even allude to
To
the drama that's going on. We all seem to have been. Hang on a second.
hence the name of the title, Selective Outrage. Selective outrage is something you'll see in a lot of sectors. It depends on sometimes the creator or YouTuber.
Sorry about that.
Go right ahead, hon.
And I've forgotten what I was going to say. Yeah, we were talking about Sav Girl, and obviously it's been a huge drama in the community with the whole deal about autopsy photos. And of course, while we were in Discord, somebody noticed while looking for new information on Sav Girl, a link to another creator, Hills in the Air, linking them with having released autopsy photos. And I must admit, at first, we weren't that concerned about it. I'm going to show you exactly pretty much how it unfolded.
Yeah, step by step.
How it began. Okay, so it started with a message in the Discord. I don't know whether somebody wants to do the honours. Save me keep talking all the time because I'm desperate for a drink.
I'll read. Let me start. Hold on. Let me put it on big screen. Sorry, y'all. Give me just a second. Okay. Let me start this with a big disclaimer. I don't know this publication site. I cannot vouch for it in any way. All I know is that I Googled it, and this was a WTF moment. Anyone got a clue about the stuff about Hills in the Air? And then it goes on to say, meet Zav Girl and name redacted, YouTubers who exploited autopsy pics. YouTube has exposed 2 individuals who shamelessly sought to profit from the tragic death of young victims aged between 11 and 17. Y'all bear with us, there's more. Now, you see who wrote this, right?
So we went over to the site because obviously we were thinking, okay, and look to see who the journalists are associated with this site. And lo and behold, a familiar name popped up in the staff list, Jonathan Lee Riches. And of course, the temptation was to completely disregard it. Except that other people started to do a little bit of research on their own. And as you can see from the comments here, people started to become concerned. Can you do the honors again, Snoop?
Yes. 7/13/2023. JLR didn't do blog articles from a year ago. There is so much more. I can't tell y'all. I won't support it. I won't go at her. But no, thank you. I stand on my beliefs and morals. I've seen too much outside of this now. Seems like redacted is real, but the connection of her to Hills in the Air is from JLR. So that isn't trustworthy.
And of course, that's a natural inclination. We know that there is animosity between these creators. And she's made some very good critical points about them. I'm not criticising her work in that sense at all. But we have recently been burnt by disregarding things that come from people, creators, that we regard negatively. Famously, we've been burnt by that, and then had to go and do our own research and discovered there was more than an element of truth to it. So, of course, we decided this time we weren't going to get burnt in the same way. So we
Right.
carry on looking. Oh,
So y'all bear with us. We're going to walk you through.
and I'm on the wrong one because this is the one that I had to quickly go and redact. So let's go and get it from the bottom. Here we go again.
Okay. You want me to read?
Yes, please.
Yeah, I don't know about all this. I remember the Kendrick Johnson case very well. It happened in my home state. The internet is certainly a particular little beast, huh? Damn it. Okay, if Hills redacted, her right wing and background is discussed on Snopes. You see the link to Sean King. Breitbart accused Black Lives Matter activist Sean King of lying about his racial identity. But I'm so sorry, y'all got choked.
So we had to go back to the beginning, except that the video that they're all talking about had already disappeared. This was her channel on Thursday, July the 13th.
And you
Whoops.
see,
The fact that she removed the other video that we all saw was there on Friday speaks volumes. She's trying to remove her trail. I believe she's actively trying to scrub the internet of stories of her behaviour.
this is so much. I'm so disappointed in this community. I don't even know what to say anymore. You have to be careful not to dox. So how do you prove it without doxing? So either that is not her at all, or she takes zero accountability for her past. That video and the fact she took it down says a lot. If we follow social media etiquette of no doxing, how do we show what we have? The connections are pretty damn cast iron as far as I can see. We have to make a connection between Hills and Renews It.
So that was what we tried to do. And the first stop was realising that Renews It was pretty much scrubbed of the present. But Renews It 2 was still very much linked to Hills in the Air. If you put Renews It 2 into Google, you will get an immediate connection to Hills in the Air. And in fact, as you can see in the bottom there, the YouTube channel URL at that time included Renews It 2.
Yes.
Again, here, if you actually put Renews It and YouTube rather than just Renews It 2 and YouTube rather than just Renews It 2, it's your first hit.
Your first. Hills in the Air. Criticism, a little satire, parody, a little fact checking, and effing a lot of clips. Second channel, which I didn't know she had, Hills in My Hair. And there you go. This is her about section.
So I
July
want you to look
2012.
again at the title of the video and how many views there are and how long ago it is. Let me get that close up for you. Okay. It's 11 minutes and 10 seconds long from 9 years ago.
Look at the
So we
hits
tried
on
to
that.
get back to it.
The views.
Sorry? I know. And this is part of the problem of why it was left up.
732,000 views.
The ego will always catch you out in the end. Didn't want to part with the views and the subs. So we tried to get back to that video, obviously. And it was still showing up in searches. You couldn't actually get to, but I want you to take a note here. I've made a big point of highlighting it bigger on the screen. The address of the actual Heels in the Air video. Okay? So obviously we try to click on it, and because of the way that the cache system works, you do get that opening thing, which again shows Kendrick Johnson death scene video, Heels in the Air. But when you actually try to view it, it's
Video
private.
not available.
Okay,
Private.
so we're going to do something in real time with the person who can share the screen.
Yes,
If you
ma'am.
can go to that first webarchive.org address.
Yes. Well, give me just a second. Y'all bear with me. No. Let me come back to share.
Darling, could you go to the Social Blade one first, please? I've got them in the wrong order.
Okay. Yeah. Give me just a second. Got it. So, Social Blade first.
Yes.
Okay. Can y'all see?
No.
I'm trying to add it too.
Yeah, she's got to add
Okay.
it.
Did it add it? It didn't add it.
No.
I don't see it yet. I just see it on mine.
Oh. No, I just removed it. So hang on.
You're good. Y'all bear with us.
I think I'm like incredibly behind or something. I'm trying. It's showing me that I've got it.
Let's do this. Let me back out. Let me pull up the Social Blade one. Go back to StreamYard. Now, see if you can share it now, Eliza.
I wonder if it's showing behind this. Let's take this off.
Yeah, take that off. Yeah.
Perfect.
We'll eventually learn how
There
to
we go.
use it.
It's showing now.
Okay, I want you to put Renews It 2 into Social Blade.
Oh, God. What popped up? Hold on. Sorry. We're sorry, but this user is not found. Can y'all hear me?
I can hear you.
I don't think you spelt it right, darling.
How do you
It's
spell
spell it
renews?
for-
Is it with an S?
Renews It 2.
Renews. Renews. RENEW.
S.
IT.
SIT2.
SIT2. Gotcha. Okay, there we go. Sorry.
And it's Heels in the Air. This was something that I should have actually brought up before we got into the showing you the video. So even Social Blade makes the connection.
It
Now
sure
we're going to
does.
go and find the Renews It site. You can't currently view it because she's got it hidden away, which I'll talk about later, but you can find it through the Wayback Machine. And that's what we're going to share now.
Okay, give me just a second. Wait, is this the one we were? Is this the Wayback Machine, or is this the one we were on?
It's the other. It's the other link. There are two links.
Yeah, I clicked on it. Eliza, are you sharing? Eliza?
It's on the screen now.
Okay, I
Sorry,
need you to scroll right down,
Yes, ma'am.
pretty much to the bottom. Okay, go up a little bit. I can't actually read it. Is there any way of making it bigger?
Yeah, let me get that off there. Stupid.
Okay, there it is. Kendrick Johnson death scene video. Can you click on that, please?
Yes.
Everyone, please be patient. We have a whole lot to unpack here.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, if you can scroll down that page a bit, you'll see the video now. Obviously, it's not going to let you play it. You can click on it, but it won't let you play it. But if you click on the watch it on YouTube at the bottom right there,
an error occurred. Please try again later.
yeah, if you actually clicked on the watch it on YouTube thing.
Yeah, I did. Let me try it again. It's just loading. Hold on.
I was going to say, I've done this about 10 times today and it worked.
Let me try it again. Watch on YouTube. Okay, wait. Nope. You all saw me. Click it.
Oh, for goodness sake, this has happened correctly all day.
And you can see the analytics.
Can you click out to a new tab with it? Can you right click on it?
Scott said maybe if you open a new tab.
Mm-hmm. Good grief. Let me try this again.
Yes, people can do their own research and make their own choices.
You all see where my mouse is, right?
Yeah,
Yes,
Daphne
ma'am.
said click the triangle at the top.
That's share.
Oh yeah, that's just to share it out.
Yeah. Now I'm going to try this one more time.
Okay.
Something is happening. No, dang it. Let me get closer to my router. Let's see if that makes any difference.
Hey, tits.
Is it deleted?
It acts like it wants to play and then it doesn't.
It may have been
Checking
deleted.
convictions says it's
It
gone.
isn't. There's a
Deleted.
problem. I
Kriss
wanted
said
to
she
do
deleted
this.
it.
I wanted to do this in real time so that you could actually see it, but because I'm giving you all the links, you can go back on your own and do this in real time. But if you click on the link that I've given you, it will take you to the next page that I was trying to get to.
Okay, so I'm going to go back to the StreamYard. Okay.
And then in the private chat, there's another little link.
Yeah.
Heels is in here.
Oh,
She said, hold
look.
on, and she'll open it for us. She took it down because Dolly was making a huge video out of it. She said it's a
Okay.
crime scene video.
It doesn't matter. We don't want to watch it. We're
Yeah,
going
we don't.
through the history of it.
Yeah.
We have no intention of watching it. That's not the point.
None. So that's why it's not playing, y'all.
All right, so what did you want to see next, Pro?
I want the new link that I've put in the private chat. If you can click on that, that's the page that we were heading to, and I've just checked it.
The web archive.
Yep.
Okay, give me just a second. This is what it's pulling up.
Hold
Is
on.
that the same link?
Is that what you're after, Pro?
Can you hear us, Pearl? Can you hear me? Give her
I've had my elbow on the mute button.
I
For
knew it.
God knows how long I've been talking. Right. This is exactly the page that you will get to if you click on Watch on YouTube. Wayback.org will try to give you the Watch on YouTube option. Obviously, it can't play it because it no longer exists. But look at the address. In the address bar for the Wayback Machine, can you see it?
Oh,
Where it says
yes.
JH.
Yes, JH14ZAUDBV4 and APP. Yep.
Do you recognize that address?
Do you all recognize that address?
The point will
She's-
become if you just hang on. You've been telling everybody that it was perfectly fine for you to show this. I'm about to show that it wasn't. So if you just want to hang on, you'll find out what the point is.
Oh, yeah.
Okay?
Stay around.
So there you go. Proof. They are exactly the same. Renews It Blog's video is Heels on the Airs video. Why is this important, you ask? Well, because everyone has been saying that it's perfectly fine for Heels to show photos of a dead child, dead minor, because something permission from the family. Is that right? Well, if I show you this, I don't know whether you can see actually what it says in the address bar. Somebody with better eyesight is going to need to read it out. Obviously, you can't see it. 404 page not found.
Something photos anonymously leaked to the public. I can't read what's at the end of that.
Photos anonymously leaked to the public without the family's permission.
There we
on
go.
the Wayback Machine.
There we go.
That shows you the page as it appeared at the time. Same address. Kendrick Johnson's autopsy photos anonymously leaked to the public. Obviously, you can't see the video. The video is gone. Scroll down. If somebody would care to read that, I would really appreciate it because I am worn out today.
Val, I'm having a hard time seeing it.
Valdosta,
Valdosta, Georgia, on January 14th, 2013, 3 days after Kendrick Johnson was found inside a rolled-up gym mat at
Loudon's High School.
Loudon's High School, the Georgia Bureau of Investigation did an autopsy on the teen's body. Jackie Johnson says last Thursday those autopsy reports showed up on the website Renews It, a blog that does it say anonymously?
Anonymously.
A blog that anonymously posts evidence and theories on national stories. What else I found came as a shock. My sister was going online to look for the shoe which KJ was allegedly looking for, and she scrolled over and there was a picture of Kendrick's autopsy on the page, says Jackie Johnson, Kendrick's mother. Johnson says she blocked the website's host on Twitter after constant harassment, doesn't know why the webmaster is attacking the family. She adds, it's hurtful because that's still my child at the end of the day. And I can't read the rest. Hang on.
I've got it. It is so tiny, my sister.
I thought it would be bigger. I've had real trouble with it all.
Johnson says she blocked the website host on Twitter after constant harassment and doesn't know why the webmaster is attacking her family. She adds, it's hurtful because that's still my child at the end of the day, and who that has a heart could do something like that. According to the Georgia law, access to crime scene photos and videos in state or a local agency's custody is restricted, and those photos show the person in a state of dismemberment or mutilation. The family's attorney, Chavez King, they are exploring their legal options, but according to KJ's father, in the meantime, his family will keep fighting for answers. She is not really an issue, but it's just sad that she would go that far to put out pictures of a young man like that. WCTV has reached out to the Renews It webmaster about how the photos were obtained and why they were posted. But so far, we have not received a response.
While WCTV wasn't willing to name or didn't know who the webmaster of Renews It was, lots of blogs did know. Gosh, I wish there was a way of making this bigger. Is there any way of making it bigger on the screen?
It seems like there used to be when I used to do lives. I remember we could make these bigger, and I'm trying to think of how we did that.
Can you do it on your laptop by is there a magnifying glass or something?
There's a that's what I'm looking. I'm looking for one. And see, I'm doing it from Windows rather than Chrome. So let me look for extensions. No, not it. Anyway, we ain't got time to make it look bigger. I'm going to do my best reading these tiny words.
And we're going to have the links posted for you to be able to see this for yourselves as well.
We've seen it over and over again when law enforcement releases information to the media. Written autopsy reports are included, but never autopsy photos. We get the drawings of a body showing wounds, but not actual photos. At trial is where autopsy photos are shown to the jury. When those trials are live streamed, the public seldom sees the autopsy photos because they're not nice. Medical examiners explain the autopsy. The photos are not left to the opinions of lay people. These words are tiny, y'all. That, however, did not stop a blogger from not only obtaining autopsy photos, but also giving her opinion about what they show and challenging the mother of a dead teen to prove her wrong. The video on the link for WCTV reports that when reached out to the blogger, that they reached out to the blogger but have not received a response. I urge you to watch the video. It includes an interview with Kendrick's mom. Jackie Johnson, Kendrick's mom, told WCTV that she blocked the person with the blog on Twitter after constant harassment and doesn't know why the person is attacking her family. WCT reports. And then it goes on to say, on January 14th, 2013, 3 days after Kendrick Johnson was found inside a rolled-up gym mat at Loudon's High School, the Georgia Bureau of Investigations did an autopsy on the teen's body. Jackie Johnson says last Thursday, those autopsy reports showed up on a website, Renews It. A blog anonymously posts evidence and theories on national stories. What else they found came as a shock. It's only anonymous to those who have not been harassed and threatened by a cyber extortionist cult. The vlogger is redacted, sometimes spelled redacted, and on Twitter now spelled redacted. Got autopsy photos and claimed that attorney Benjamin Crump, sound familiar, lied about independent autopsies. See, she is associated with others who publicly announced their mission against Black grievance industries, which they refer to as the BGL. God, that was tiny at the bottom. Are we clear?
Yes, ma'am.
I've opened the next one, which I'll put on the screen, but I will read it from the laptop that I've got separately because it's so small. I really did not think these were going to be as small as they are on screen. Okay, it says, edited to include additional information. Since posting this yesterday, the subject person or someone with her permission is scrubbing the source link pages. Therefore, the following is added to support how the author of what WCTV reports as anonymous is known and non-anonymous to those knowing her history. Before she launched Renews It, she posted on Radio News blog as VP. They maintain a blog role that includes the following highlighting added for emphasis. And there you can see Renews It and the initials. In May 2012, she posted on Radio News blog as. After launching Renews It, she cross-posted from Radio News blog to Renews It under the byline VP. And at the bottom, which was very small on the website that I took it from, is a little clip this blog person has put on their blog from Renews It on a different forum saying, the actual autopsy photo of Kendrick Johnson was sent to me about an hour ago. Seems pretty clear.
Doesn't it?
That link, Radio News blog, that is highlighted with the square there, also had quite a presence on Twitter. And funnily enough, its stories all seem to involve the same sort of thing.
Can you all see that?
Yeah.
Trayvon Martin forced George Zimmerman to, after vicious attack. The media lynching of George Zimmerman. Name redacted. So y'all just hang on. It's just not autopsy photos.
Once again, showing the link between all these. So I'm desperately trying to get it up bigger on the screen somewhere so I can read it.
Let me see if I can. Congratulations. Let me clear my throat. Congratulations to Redacted on her new blog, renewsit.com. I enjoyed getting to know Redacted when she was a guest blog here. Appreciate her contribution. She has her blogger wings now and is bound to be a big hit in this terrific new blog. It looks great, and resources on media.
Stop reading.
Stop. What happened?
It's all right. I just noticed that there was a first name in there, and I thought that we double checked everything. Okay. Anyway, if you go back onto the famous Internet Archive, Renews It, the last thing that you can see is in 2015. But Renews It still exists, and as recently as February this year was seen as active.
Mm-hmm. Y'all see right here at the end? You will.
But you can't view it unless you're invited to.
The blog is open to invited readers only.
I would imagine it's probably because of fairly controversial stuff like all these memes about black guys who've been shot.
We asked if the jerks, one of us, could please sum up a short explanation of how Heels is connected to the receipts for the chat, because some are lost, because Heels is Renews It.
Heels is Renews It.
Heels is Renews It because I've just given you the URL that is her video on Heels on the Air. Heels in the Air is also the video on the Renews It blog. Their post under their name is the same URL. It's exactly the same video. Her name is linked to both sites. I could show you, if I wanted to dox it, I could show you and prove it. You can go and find it yourself. It's out there. The link is cast iron. And the reason that she doesn't want to talk about the link is probably because of stuff like this.
Yeah.
I wish you could make that bigger. You can probably make it bigger on your screen to see that.
Also, you can do higher picture quality if you need to, people. Sometimes that helps. But yeah, this on the screen. Renews It is Heels in the Air. Is everybody following?
There's a whole Twitter archive on the Wayback Machine. I don't intend to show you all of it. I'm going to show you a couple. That was more than enough for me, thank you. Swindler's List includes, but not limited to, Ferguson, Trayvon Martin, Kendrick Johnson, USA crowdfunding, and a selection of familiar faces.
There's more to that Cheesy Mary than the video. There's a pattern. I hope everybody is seeing the pattern.
Yeah, it's not just about an autopsy video.
No. This is
But it starts with the autopsy video, and the lie that the family are okay with it. The family were never okay with it.
Right.
They used the photo to raise awareness in the same way as Emmett Till's mum showed his, allowed people to come and view him in the coffin. It doesn't mean that anybody else was entitled to do it.
Everybody following?
Yes, ma'am.
Some of these names may not be familiar to you, but Samir Shabazz and Malik Shabazz are both members of the very extreme New Black Panthers Party.
The very new.
That even the Black Panthers disavow.
Mhm.
So the insinuation that a black president would pick two such extremists to replace members of your government.
Yeah. Ha ha ha. I don't find the humor at all.
I don't either. This has all been so hard to digest and spend days looking at.
This isn't just somebody's political views, y'all. This is more of an extremist type of, for me, and I'll leave it at that.
Dead thug is always such a nice sentiment, isn't it?
Isn't it?
There is no URL on this particular couple of tweets because the doxing of names in the URL I'm not willing to do, but they're out there if you want to look. This is somebody who's had several accounts stopped by Twitter, suspended for violating terms of service.
Several. I hope you all can see this one.
I've got a load of other things that I could share, but I don't know whether anybody's really got the stomach for it.
It's a lot. There's just some things I'm not okay with, and this is definitely one of them.
Yeah, when we started looking into this, it got so ugly. I had to keep setting it down and walking away for a minute, doing something to get my mind off of it because it's pretty gross.
We learnt the hard way that you can't turn a blind eye to the things that your friends have done just because their behaviour currently is nothing for you to question. Because if people bring things to you and say, yeah, but what about the past? You can only look away for so long. And it feels like people just want to look away. We did actually email Heels in the Air,
Yep.
who did not engage with our question at all, because you know what, we were desperate for her to turn around and say, do you know what, it was me and it was a fuck up, and since then I've moved on. But instead we just got the most flippant brush off possible.
It was odd.
And we were not the only person that had the same problem.
No, we're not the only one. There are several in the community sector, as I call it, that have looked into it. There's some that actually know, and yeah, that's hence the name of the title, Selective Outrage. You'll see it a lot here. Don't
And
be moved by.
we're willing to take the hit. I know one person who is absolutely appalled by it all, who was just reeling from it, and tried to reach out to Heels in the Air about this, got the brush off, and yeah, was just absolutely just devastated by it.
Thank you.
I don't know why. Well, I do think it's right that we're giving Sav girls such a hard time. Don't get me wrong, of course it is. But
Why do others get a pass?
exactly. Exploitation is exploitation. It's either wrong or it isn't, and we need to make our minds up. That video was only removed from Heels on the Air site once. Heels in the Air site, once a question started to be asked. Please forgive me stumbling. I am very tired. And
it was on the site July 13th. We screenshotted it on July the 13th when this first came to our attention. We screenshotted a lot of stuff because we had a feeling it might start disappearing. And guess what? Stuff
did.
rapidly began to disappear. Stuff was being scrubbed.
There it is. Can you see?
And it had previously remained up for 9 years, correct?
9 years it had been up.
Lots of views.
And then it was gone. And then as comments started to be made on Twitter about it, there were various people who, well, lots of us disregarded it because of JLR. JLR has an axe to grind. Anybody who doesn't think he has an axe to grind is deluded. But that doesn't mean he's incorrect. And then there were people defending it by saying, oh, no, the family it's a different case because the family approved of it. The family did not approve of it.
No.
That is very clear both in what you would call legitimate media, television stations, local television stations covering it, and also blogs that became quite politically important. Some of those blogs are actually mentioned in academic studies of some of the things that went down, the Trayvon Martin case, Ferguson. So they're not just people talking out of their arses. Yes, they might be controversial, but controversial doesn't mean untrue.
And maybe some people, they ignore the truth because they just can't handle it. I don't know Hills that well, so I'm not that invested. But there are some people that are, they may have a great deal of respect for her. And people, they know the truth, but they ignore it because they just can't handle it. I can understand.
Why does our teeny tiny channel have to bring this out when big channels know?
I don't know.
But they don't want to talk about it.
No, it's too controversial.
It's an uncomfortable conversation to have, A lot of people aren't ready to do that.
But like I said, I'll take it. I'll take it on. Whatever you got coming for me, I'll take it on. I'd rather stand up for what is right than sit in silence. No, I won't do that.
I can't do that.
Nothing about this was fun. And we understand that she's a big channel holder. But I'm not moved by your subscriber count.
No. I mean,
I have this on the screen because it's Snopes. And I would urge you all to, if you have any faith in the idea of a site that will go over the details and the facts of something, this in particular talks about Sean King, but it references all the past controversies that Renews It and VP have been involved in. So go to Snopes, see what Snopes says to you. Or Snoops, however you want to say it.
Mm-hmm.
The good Allison. She says she's sorry, but JLR has continuously done damage to creators, innocent people, victims, and their families. I can't and won't take a word he has to say as fact or truth. He is damaging. I'll agree with you.
And I completely agree with you.
Agreed.
That's, if you listened at the start of this was exactly our point. We disregarded it at the start because it was JLR. But there's more information out there than JLR.
Yeah.
And that's what we went to look for.
Not just us, several people.
And the stuff that we found predated any JLR heels kind of encounters. This was back from 2015, correct?
2012, I think.
2012, 2015. Yeah. It's out there. So that's what we went, because we had said earlier that we had disregarded stuff before because we didn't particularly have a lot of faith in the person giving us the message. And then at some point we listened. We can't disregard the message just because we don't like the messenger. We learned our lesson on that. So we dug deeper and looked in other places, and
it wasn't hard to find. Y'all,
JLR was the thing that just tipped us off. That's all.
Okay, I've got Snopes, Salon.com, Raw Story, BuzzFeed, Breitbart, a whole list of them. Seriously, if you're going to disregard it just because JLR mentions something that happens to be true, then I think that you're preferring not to look. I am no fan of JLR by any stretch of the imagination.
Mm-mm.
But just because he happens to repeat a true story, it doesn't become untrue.
We absolutely considered that JLR has motivation to put this out there. So that is why we didn't go live the moment we found it out. We dug and we looked around. We almost just blew it off as soon as we noticed that JLR was the author. How did of that first post? We were like, oh, okay, JLR.
We recently learned a pretty wicked lesson about that, though.
But as you begin to research, it goes beyond JLR. This actually directly takes you back to Heels, not JLR.
Right. So what did we do next? We reached out to Heels.
Yeah, we reached out. We got a very flippant response. It was actually kind of weird too. And do what you want with it. Don't take our word for it. Do your own research. If you're okay with it, that's on you. Personally, I'm not. I don't I don't feel good about it. So I'm good. We knew bringing this out and talking about it was very controversial. There are some people that took the other route. I see it, but I ain't touching it. And then there's some, I got to shout out Penny. Penny put it out there.
Hill says she'll address it on her channel later, that it's confirmation bias research. I'm willing to listen. That's what we reached out to you for. We were willing to listen before we even brought it on our channel. So, it would have been nice to.
Heels, confirmation bias. When you're looking for a particular thing and you find it, that's not confirmation bias. That's research.
Yeah, it's not bias. This is research. And Hills, if I may ask, you knew that this was out, what, since Thursday of last week? I got to ask why you didn't just address it then.
All due respect. We did ask you.
And we understand.
When you discuss it, could you explain this one for me? I'd really appreciate an explanation.
Hey, Hills, don't worry. There are going to be people that are going to rally behind you. They're going to ignore all of this. Don't you worry about that. Selective outrage is a thing, and I got a feeling it'll be in your favor.
Well, there's a lot of people out there that are just okay with this anyway. They're just okay with this
They
behavior.
are.
So
They are.
they'll be behind her as well. Hell, she'll probably get more subscribers now that they know.
Yeah. A little old channel like us bringing out these facts, I wouldn't worry too much about it, Hills. You haven't so far. But now you know where I stand.
I stand there right with you, Soup.
I know. And I know a lot of other people do too. But there will be some that are like, nope, that's not what I don't see it. Yes, Velvet Fox. And I've seen it. I'm not from this sector. I'm in it now. But man, I've really seen a lot of it here.
Magpie,
That's
I
what I
agree.
was
Pointing
hoping.
confirmation bias is alarming.
JBT, that's what I was hoping would happen when we reached out. But it didn't.
And the email was very clear. But your response was odd, I gotta say. Thank you, Nikita. So what's the
words?
Go ahead.
Liplock said she couldn't make out the words. I'll tell you, it says just an FYI above it. And then hashtag Ferguson, hashtag pants up, don't loot. And then it goes into an explanation of why people sag their pants, where it originated from, which may or may not be true. I don't know.
But it's a nice double whammy of sort of getting the insults in both racially and sexually, sexuality-wise. Nice double whammy there. Really admire it. And if you can't tell I'm being sarcastic, God help you.
God help you.
I want to say one thing. I stand with these ladies. I stand with Soup and I stand with Eliza. I am not for any of this. This is gross, disgusting, vile towards all mankind.
Yep.
As far as I'm concerned, it's heartbreaking. And not to see any remorse from someone pisses me off.
Well, she says it's okay. Pearl, do you want to say what her response was?
Let me just go and find it.
Wouldn't you want to tell them what we said first and the response that we got back? Well, don't show it up there, though, in case it involves any names.
I think she's just going to read it. Yeah, lip locked.
I'll read it, but I have to be careful because obviously because I was talking to the person in question, I didn't redact anything.
Right.
So I will have to be very careful, and I can't show you the images that I sent that were unredacted because I'm trying to be respectful.
Yeah, just read it, hon.
I will just read it. Hi, Heels. I'm contacting you for a comment on the recent public doxing of you by JLR. It seemed obvious why JLR would try to reveal your real name and besmirch your character, and our first instinct was to disregard what he was saying. However, once it was confirmed that that was your real identity, and we saw the media connected with the name, we became more confused. We know that this is the same name connected to Hills in the Air by legal documents. Your work in exposing the worst aspects of the true crime community is respected and on point. However, your earlier work via your site Renews It, a blog now viewed by invitation only, but active this year as noted by the Internet Archive, is very uneasy reading. We know that this is your blog. Please see the attachments. Everyone, of course, is entitled to their political affiliation, but there is a concerning thread in the things you choose to blog and fight for, or should that be fight against. Through Trayvon Martin, Kendrick Johnson, Mike Brown, Sean King, Tamir Rice, Francis Robles, your focus seems to be on delegitimizing Black victims and the voices of people of colour. Salon, BuzzFeed, and more seriously Snoops describe you as, or quote you as, a known white supremacist. Your work with Breitbart tends to support the claim, as does your podcast work. This thread lists some of your associations and your multiple suspensions from Twitter. There followed a link that I can't repeat because it would be doxing. I suppose our question is, why have you tried so hard to separate your past work from your current work? If you truly believe in your position, why do you hide it away? If you've had a change of heart, why don't you make it clear? As stated at the beginning, we wondered if you had any comment to make on this information. We thought it only fair to contact you before making any move to share this information. We know there are at least 2 other creators who have similar research, but this isn't about being first, it's about being responsible. And the reply we got was, so you know what? How? I would love to see the legal paperwork, lol. As Laura says, I'll wait.
You don't have to wait any longer. Just go on Google and see where JLR named you in a copyright claim. You can easily find that. There you go.
You
don't have to wait anymore.
I genuinely tried to be as responsible and respectful as I could possibly be in addressing you, in the serious hope that you'd had some sort of change of mind. And you basically just flipped us off, which is fair enough. Yeah. You're entitled to do that.
LOL.
We gave you several days, and now we've gone forward with it.
Yeah.
I will put all the links to everything, and I will try and put copies so you can all read the stuff that I've got. I have tried to include as many URLs as possible so you can copy the URLs and go and see for yourself. I am really, really disappointed because I admired Heels in the Air's work. I thought that the condemnation of Tragedy Pimps was on point. This is in no way in support of Bullhorn Betty or JLR or Dolly or anybody else that you want to list. It's not about that.
Yeah, so you can miss that.
It's about, if you've got a problem with what Savgirl does, how come you don't have a problem with this?
Why? Why not? I don't understand. I don't understand. Look at
a
the
distinction
paperwork.
Without a difference, let's be honest.
Yeah. You've seen it, Hills. You've seen it.
The name's there.
The legal
name
case that you've got
there.
with Bullhorn Betty does give both names, doesn't it?
I'm talking about the paperwork that went to where he went to sue, and then it got declined because it was lacking something. That's what I'm talking about.
I'm actually talking about Bullhorn Betty's lawsuit, which gives both your names, both
Right.
this online account and your real name.
The wait is over. LOL. I mean, really. That made me the angriest to have the response with an LOL. I'll wait.
I actually didn't mind you flipping me off because it pretty much confirmed everything that I'd felt. And to a certain extent, once I knew that you didn't give a damn, it was so much easier to talk about this, which is truly vile. What got me was somebody who cared about you very much reached out to you to try and talk to you about this in the vainglorious hope that you'd got over yourself and had a change of mind. And you flipped her off too. That was pretty disgusting.
Yeah. Had a great deal of respect for you. And again, this is not just about autopsy photos, although that is very disturbing too. You know what we're saying without saying it. We see
the autopsy photos is the start of it, because there are people out there saying, already trying to make excuses for you. Oh, no, it was fine. The family didn't mind. The family very much did mind, because the reason that you were doing it was to delegitimize their feeling about what had happened to their son. It may be that you are correct legally. This is somebody's child, and you had no right to do it. Regardless of what I consider your motivations were. I don't even have to get into that. Just of itself, it's an issue.
Yeah, we're talking about morality here.
New Jersey Robin, it's because she took it off of her page. It was there as of 2 or 3 days ago, and then she took it down.
Yeah, I definitely saw it on July the 13th. And we did grab a screenshot because we had a feeling. And oddly enough, our feeling was correct.
I think the best thing that I can do is put all of this information. I didn't have time to do it. I wanted to do it before we went live, but we just figured that we couldn't hold on any longer. I'm going to put it all in a video that I will break it down into smaller sections so you can see it very clearly. I will include all the URLs underneath the video. I will do that as soon as possible so you can view it for yourself. I really have tried as hard as I can to make it as clear as I could. I'm sorry if it was all too small for you. I really do apologize. I was loading stuff up at the last minute. We probably should have waited until Wednesday, but this was really dragging us all down.
Crispy Treat said she has to listen to what her friend has to say. She's not going to make a judgment without hearing her side. And that's all we wanted originally, Crispy, was some clarification.
Yeah, do that. I agree. You should. Yeah. Everyone.
You should definitely listen to her side, but I would say to you, still go and look things up, because already, like I say, people are giving this excuse that it was fine because the family don't mind. And that's not true. I've given you links to what was a TV interview, the verbiage of a TV interview where the family say that they very much do mind, and they felt harassed, and they'd had to block her on Twitter.
Yeah, do your own research.
Yeah.
We mean that. And that includes listening to what Hills has to say as well.
Yeah.
Why are you... where are the autopsy photos? What was the death scene video? I didn't watch it. I will admit, I did not watch it.
The autopsy photos were on the site, Renews It. You can see the links to where Renews It claims that states that they've been sent the autopsy photos. His family say that she had the autopsy photos. A blog says that she leaked the autopsy photos and gives the links. And then there was the video of the death scene as well. We showed the link between the death scene, the URL of the death scene video on Hills in the Air, and the URL of the death scene video as it was when it was called the Renews It's video on Renews It's blog site. I'm going to give you all the details that I possibly can. I can only apologise if you couldn't read some of them now. I will make a video as soon as I can. But
Yeah,
you know,
Kate,
if you
link.
put Renews It
No, the
into
video
the
doesn't
Wayback
have
Archive,
autopsy photos. Apparently, is not what she's saying, Heels. You know what has the video? What's in the video? It's your damn video. I mean, come on. Are we gonna do this?
Yeah, you took it down, Heels. Look, it is what it is. I see it for what it is, and it's okay.
the
We
video was to
knew
show.
this going forward. We knew it.
The video was not autopsy photos. The video was to show the direct link, without doxing you, the direct link between Heels in the Air and Renews It. Then we showed that Renews It was the site that had the autopsy photos, is named as the site that had the autopsy photos by the local TV station.
Now, Heels, you know exactly what we're talking about, too. I don't know. You are a smart lady. I don't know why you're.
Yeah. We might be a new channel, but we're not new. I mean, stop it.
And it's not just about the autopsy or the video. There is so much more. If you missed the beginning of the live, catch it. If you don't believe us, look it up. Links will be shown. Do your own research. And
we haven't told you anything that we didn't show you on the screen. I'm sorry, but we have all we did was show receipts.
And we're not the only ones. I'm so sorry.
Are you actually saying to us here, factually, are you actually stating that you did not harass Kendrick Johnson's family?
Is that what she's saying?
No, that's what I want to know. Are you actually saying that?
Yeah, I would like to know.
Because I would like to know why you are so offended, rightly. I completely support you being offended. Why you're so offended by tragedy pimps harassing the families of dead children. And yet...
Yeah.
Why is that okay? Why is it so wrong when they do it? And yet it's been shown that you have a past of doing it yourself. I must admit, you've done a fairly good job of scrubbing stuff off the internet.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, before you came here, you making a tragedy pimp YouTube page, you knew what you would have to do to get that off the internet. But you know how it goes.
Yeah, it can all still be found, but like Frosty said, it does take work. And
I'm afraid it does, and I'm sorry that it has been a sort of nightmare of show and tell. Anybody who's thinking of listening to this while I go out for a walk, I'm sorry, Breege. This is going to be the dullest listen you've ever had because you can't see any information. You're just listening to what we say. I don't want to make a habit of doing this, but I'm sorry, I just could not sit by and not call it out. I wanted to believe that JLR was just being an arsehole and have an axe to grind and that nothing that he said was correct. But once you start down the rabbit hole, you find that...
Yeah. I mean, to be fair, we did reach out to you. I mean, we really did. Like, it's JLR. No one takes this guy seriously. But again, I'll say this is not, once you get past that, these sites and links aren't even JLR. This goes back before
they go
him.
way back. They go way back.
And if these are your political views, fair enough.
Mm-hmm.
But why are you hiding them? Do you not? Why are you uncomfortable sharing them openly with your new friends?
Know what that is? That's the sound of, I'll wait.
We're about to take the hits.
Rambo Pierre, we're not saying that she hates based on an article.
Oh my God.
It's a lot.
We're saying
of
that
articles.
somebody
It's a
who's been
pattern over
suspended
time.
over and over again from Twitter for harassing families in cases that have a racial element to them, shall we say?
Yeah, that's well said. A racial element to them.
How? How?
What if we said that's incorrect? I'll wait.
What? Low? What? Loud? Laugh out loud. This is just like, oh, good Lord. Look, Hills, I told you, you'll be fine. Selective outrage is a huge thing right now. People will be on your side. Don't you worry about it, girl. I'm sure you'll be fine.
Again, all we showed what is out there.
Yes.
We're going to let the viewers decide what that says.
And look, Rambo's with you.
We didn't
This
tell them
is
how
low.
to decide.
Rambo, look.
Alley Cat is saying it wasn't the autopsy, it was the crime scene. Renews It posted the autopsy photos and you could still find them on the Wayback Machine.
Let me say again, the autopsy video was the means of linking Heels in the Air to Renews It. They shared a URL.
The crime scene video. You said
crime
autopsy
scene video. I'm
the
sorry.
Crime scene video. Yeah.
I'm really sorry. I've had a very long day. It is 12:30 in the UK.
Right.
I'm not in the greatest of health. Right. The death
I just
scene
wanted
video,
to make that distinction. Yes.
Thank you. I said that the death scene video was a means of linking Heels in the Air directly to Renews It. They shared the URL, the same URL on the video that Renews It posted as theirs is the same URL as the video that Heels in the Air posted as hers. That is the direct link. There are many other clear links, but I would have to docs to show them you.
KB said
That was
she's
the way of
shown
showing
absolutely
the link.
Do what, Tanga?
KB said she's shown absolutely nothing in her videos that indicate hate or any of the isms.
You're right.
You're correct, and that's why we were so shocked at the things that we were finding.
You are absolutely correct. She has shown nothing in Heels in the Air. You're right. Nothing.
Showing those isms would be a violation of terms of service, wouldn't it? We didn't say she violated terms of service on YouTube.
No, God, it doesn't even have anything to do with that.
Nope.
No, nothing to do with that. But look, you'll go live later, and thank you, A Balance, for the rewatch. You'll go live later, and don't you worry. Selective outrage again. People will have your back. There's people in here now that have your back. You will. But I'm good. Okay.
Well, I'm very interested in what she has to say, hence the email that we sent beforehand.
Yeah.
Colleen Marie, the family eventually, once they were already leaked, decided that they were happy with them being used to raise publicity, but they knew that they were already out there. If you actually see the link to the TV channel that we showed earlier, the family were shocked that they had been released online and they did not approve of it. But
approving it and coming to terms with it are two different things, right?
Yep.
But anyway, yeah, I just thought that everybody had a right to make an informed decision. That's all.
Heels in the Air. If people's past counts when you're talking about them, why doesn't your past count?
We didn't put your name up there.
If you can talk about the past of Bullhorn Betty and JLR and Dolly and on and on and on, if you can talk about other people's pasts, why are you special? Why doesn't your past matter?
KB wants to know if we're supporters of MGL. Absolutely not. We are completely off to the side in this situation. We don't have a shoe in that race at all.
No. No support
Nope.
MGL, Bullhorn Betty.
Nope.
JLR, no. It's not a matter of taking sides.
God, you see how things get derailed? You people focus, please. This has nothing to do with Molly. This has nothing to do with Bullhorn. I don't like them. I don't. Please, everyone, stay focused. It's almost funny that somebody asked that. Hell far. Yeah.
No, the jury made the decision based on what they saw in the court of law. I disagreed with the decision, but people often do disagree with jury's decision. Having said that, I don't think any member of the jury the previous year was digging into the Facebook posts of Trayvon Martin's mother. If you go on the Renewsuit blog, you'll find out who was looking into the Facebook posts of Trayvon Martin's mother.
Has anybody went to Renews it yet? Anybody?
Rambo says not supporting JLR or VHB, but you fell right into what they wanted. Well, if they wanted people to look for themselves, I guess we did. We kind of made a mistake in not doing that before. Won't happen twice.
Yeah, I don't feel bad for looking. No. No. This, and again, I see the reach with the JLR thing, but it ain't working for me because it's just not what it is. But I do appreciate the reach. It's good. You tried it.
Put a 2 at the end of it, KB, and you'll find it.
Yeah, the info will all be posted, and you guys can go make your own decisions about it. We just wanted clarity, and we were brushed off. So,
also, I don't want their support. I don't want anything from a Bullhorn. I don't want anything from a Molly. I don't want anything from a stalking JLR. Y'all can miss me with all that.
Yeah, it certainly wasn't about that. Like we said, almost immediately when we saw JLR, we almost brushed it off.
Damn near did. Because we
looked
see
to
what
see
he's
if, like,
about.
everything we found, because we did find other stuff that JLR had put out there, and other YouTube pages that was outing this too, with names that I just assume were probably, I don't know, I have no knowledge of who's behind the account, but I assumed it was a sock account.
For me, y'all, I'll just say this and I'll leave it. For me, this is personal. When I see a pattern with someone who is constantly, allegedly going after a certain group of people, it's personal for me. That's what I'll say on it. Now, some people may be okay with it. Some people may brush this off because they just can't believe that their favorite YouTuber would do this. And then also some people are blinded by subcounts. Believe it or not, the mind is a very tricky thing. We can get tricked by stupid, silly things like that, even the smartest of people. So we realized in coming with this that all of these things would, be a factor. We understand Hills has a large sub count somewhat, so that will also trick a lot of people. Well, we ain't calling her out. Look at that sub count.
We've already taken a severe kicking. We can cope with another one.
Right.
On a serious note, though, crispy treat. When you say here, yeah, I feel completely sick to my stomach. I want to cry. I just need to hear the other side of things and look at everything myself. That's what you should do. But let me
That's how
say,
we
I
felt
am really, really
coming on this
sorry.
news.
I'm really sorry that saying this has upset you. And I know people are going to think that's me being flippant. It's not. I'm genuinely, sincerely saying that because this is the response that we've seen from other people. There's been lots of admiration for Hills in the Air, and this doesn't take away a moment of what good work she's done. But why on earth she didn't realise that these collections were going to be made and didn't deal with it, I don't know. And yeah, I don't know what to tell you, but I am truly sorry that you're upset because I know a lot of people have been upset and we haven't rushed into this. I wish we could have taken slightly longer had I known how things were going to be formatted on StreamYard. And I can only apologise for that, but I am not used to StreamYard yet. I will make it all into a video. It will be clear.
That's
I will put
where
all the links
Pearl
underneath.
shines. Yeah, Pearl shines with the edits, so y'all be looking out for that.
And we aren't the only channel that's been looking into this. We're just
yeah.
one of the few that are
There's a
saying
lot of
something.
channels that have been looking into this and a lot of channels that didn't want to step up. But
And
you
we've
know
all come
what?
to the same conclusions.
You're entitled to think what you want about the decisions that somebody makes and about their politics. I can only answer for me, okay? I spent most of the late 80s on anti-apartheid picket lines and protests. And I could not look at this stuff and not say anything. That's on me. Nobody else is responsible for that. I could have shut up and just let it go by. It would have been easier.
Yeah.
But I'm still the same person I was then.
Yes, you are. As you once said, you've left skin on the streets. Yeah. I just wasn't willing to ignore it. And y'all be on the lookout because I'm sure we won't be the only ones for y'all to hate, but we will be hated for a while. But they'll be.
And I'm okay with that.
I am too. I really am.
I'm okay with it.
Yeah.
I'm okay with it. If I gotta do something different to be liked, no thank you. I'm gonna be who I am and I'm gonna stand by my beliefs.
But
yeah,
you
it
also
definitely
need to,
looks like a certain group. Go ahead.
people also need to make up their minds because you say to us that we won't listen to people who we disagree with, even if what they're saying is true. So we're listening to somebody that we disagree with and have found out that what they're saying is true. We're doing what you asked of us. You say that we shouldn't sit on things, not that we're aware that we have. We've always tried to bring things out as soon as we know, and that's what we're doing now. So again, you need to make your mind up. Do you want us to not bring things forward, or do you want us to bring things forward when we know about them? Because it just seems to me that you want to knock us down either way. So if you're going to knock us down either way, you can knock me down for something that I believe in.
No, that I can't be moved.
Amen. Amen.
Yeah. And there's certain things I just don't tolerate, and I'm not going to look over. And I believe that some people, they want to know and deserve to know, and some people will be just fine with it. Hey, independent thinker. But that's
Guys,
all I got.
I am really struggling now.
Yeah, I'm tired too. This one took the wind out of us again. And y'all be on the lookout for Hills in the Air and see what she's got to say. And thank you,
I'll be watching.
Yeah. I'll be in the bushes.
But we can go ahead and probably close this one out. I don't feel like a normal joke around self, like normal.
Yeah, not at all.
So I just want to go ahead and close this out and
if
say
I could
goodnight.
just say this, can I just say last
Yes.
thing to Crispy Treat and via Crispy Treat to everyone? I need to look into it further. That's all. Thank you for having me in the chat. You are more than welcome, Kriss Kars. All the people are welcome. I'm not
Everyone
asking
should
you to
look
agree
into it
with me.
themselves.
I'm asking you to go and look. Okay? The connections
Go
are
listen
there.
to what
I've
she
made it.
says.
What,
Yeah.
girl?
No, I'm running out of words. My brain is just seizing up. I'm sorry. I don't mean to be making excuses, but I've really had a long day and I'm not.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
But we'll catch y'all later. Thank you all for joining. Those who came in late, be sure to catch the replay.
Just thank you guys. We appreciate it.
Look for the upcoming video.
Thank y'all. Have a good night.
Night.
You're embarrassing yourself. Go to bed.
Good night.